second, playing shortstop, number 42, Andy Blake. Batting third, playing first base, number 13, Seth Garber. Batting fourth, catching, number 38, Weston Everly. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 22, Aiden Schott. Batting sixth and playing third base, number 15, Anton Lazis. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 34, EJ Krutzman. Batting eighth and playing center field, number 23, Scott Zielinski. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 6, Jack Kale. On the mound today for the Lions, number 10, Andy Leon. For these head coaches, Frank Moretti. And now the starting lineup for your Virginia Cavaliers, brought to you by season sponsor, Battlefield Automotive. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 6, Griff O'Farrell. Batting second and playing center field, number 2, Ethan O'Donnell. Batting third, the third baseman, number 22, Jake Geloff. Batting fourth and playing right field, number 8, Casey Saki. Batting fifth and catching, number 3, Kyle Teal. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 23, Ethan Anderson. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 7, Henry Gottwald. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 34, Harrison Dewey. And batting ninth and playing second base, number 12, Justin Rubin. On the mound today for your Cavaliers, number 28, Nick Parker. In his 20th season, the Cavaliers head coach is Brian O'Connor. He's assisted by Kevin McMullen, Drew Dickinson, and Matt Kirby. We, the ACC, are committed to seeing each other as equals, recognizing that our differences don't divide us, but they make us stronger. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please join the Atlantic Coast Conference, our student athletes and coaches, in honoring America for the playing of our national anthem.
And settling in for a long afternoon of Cavalier baseball today from Davenport Field at Disharoon Park, where UVA and Columbia set to open up their three-game series with a doubleheader this afternoon turned evening. Virginia and Columbia's game tomorrow has become the back part of today's twin bill, and with that, we welcome you once again to Charlottesville, Virginia, on the grounds at UVA for the Who's and the Lions. Channing Poole here with you from high atop Davenport Field, where Virginia and Columbia today will meet for just the 8th and 9th times all-time in the program's histories, and in fact the first matchup between these two schools since all the way back in 1926. But this is a matchup of two programs that reached last year's NCAA regional round, with Columbia having been the 3 seed in the Virginia Tech Blacksburg Regional, and of course Virginia having been a part of ECU's Greenville, North Carolina Regional. So it should be a good test for Brian O'Connor's Who's, off to a 4-0 start to the season, but also facing a Columbia team out of the Ivy League. With, if you're familiar with Ivy League play, they start a little bit later than everybody else, and so these will be the first games of Columbia's season. Virginia, the Who's, break the huddle, take the field, and let's set your starting lineups as we are moments away from first pitch and getting this thing underway this afternoon. And first for the visitors from New York City and the Columbia Lions, led by 18th-year head coach Brett Beretti. Here is how he will stack things up for his season opener. Leading off for Columbia is Cole Hage, the junior left fielder, with Andy Blake, the shortstop, batting second. It'll be Seth Dardar in the 3 spot. Dardar plays first base. Weston Eberly is the catcher and hits cleanup. Hayden Schott in right field bats 5th, with Anton Lazitz in the 6th spot. He is at third base. The designated hitter, E.J. Krutzman, hits 7th, with Sky Solinsky in the 8th spot playing center field. And Jack Cale will hit 9th to round out the order, freshman making his collegiate debut, batting 9th and playing second base. Again for Columbia this afternoon for Game 1 of the doubleheader. The top third goes Hage, Blake, Dardar. Middle third of Eberly, Schott, Lazitz. And the bottom third of Krutzman, Solinsky, and Cale. And that lineup for the Columbia Lions, all against Virginia's Nick Parker, the grad transfer right-hander who came over to UVA by way of Coastal Carolina, makes his second start in a Virginia uniform, and he was very impressive last weekend when he not only struck out 10 Ohio Bobcats batters over 5 innings, but in fact struck out the final 7 batters that he faced. And Parker, the York, Pennsylvania native, went 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs in that game. He did not walk a batter. He struck out 10, again, as I mentioned, in the 8-4 win over Ohio down in Wilmington, North Carolina. So today he makes his first start at home in a Virginia uniform. And Parker, who last season for Coastal Carolina made 15 starts, 7 of which were quality starts for the Chanticleers, and finished last season with a 6-3 record. Parker, again last year at Coastal, posting a 4.45 earned run average, and he did so over 85 innings of works for the Chants. Over those 85 innings, Parker struck out 81 batters, and he walked only 23, and opponents hit 258 against Parker, as he allowed 83 hits over his 85 innings of work. For Parker today, he works with Kyle Teal as his battery mate. And we are just about set to go this afternoon to open up a long day of baseball between Virginia and Columbia, as Cole Hage, right-hand batter, will settle in for the Lions. Again, not only the Ivy League champs a season ago, but the favorites to once again win the Ivy League for 2023. Columbia in town in the first of 3 this weekend. Parker's first pitch misses down and out of the zone. We are underway at 2:04 this afternoon. With that breaking ball down and out of the zone. And now Parker back into the windup, the pitch to Hage. And he just missed again. 2 balls, no strikes. To the right-hand hitting left fielder Cole Hage. Big deep breath from Nick Parker. Righty deals, and a swing and a miss. Fastball over the outside edge. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike now on Cole Hage, who a season ago hit .335 for this Columbia club. And Hage finished with 6 homers, 37 runs driven in. Check swing, doesn't matter. Called a strike by Jeff Doy. And the count even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes as Parker once again working with a fastball. and hitting that inside corner. Now the right-hander back into the windup. The pitch swung on and foul tipped at the plate. Hage got just a piece of it to extend the at-bat. And the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. At first pitch, 62 degrees and mostly cloudy overhead. The light banks are on at the ballpark. But again, low 60s temperature-wise. Should hang out there for most of the remainder of the afternoon. The 2-2 pitch. Hit off the end of the bat towards short on a couple of hops. O'Farrell charging into field, flips over to first. And there's one away, as that's how the ball game gets underway, with Parker retiring Hage. And that'll bring up Andy Blake next for the Columbia Lions. So Blake, senior shortstop, will bat now. Defensively for Virginia, I mentioned Teal, the battery mate for Parker. Infield third to first has Jake Geloff at third. Griff O'Farrell, just introduced you to him. He is the shortstop. Justin Rubin plays second. Ethan Anderson is at first. Andy Blake swinging out of his shoes there. Comes up empty on a fastball from Parker, and it's 0-1. The outfield left to right for Virginia has Harrison Didowick in left. Ethan O'Donnell is the center fielder, and Casey Sauke completes that Virginia defense out in right field. The 0-1 pitch. Over the outside corner for strike 2 called. And it's quickly 0-2 on Andy Blake. Blake, a rather tall shortstop at 6'4", tall and lanky, 6'4", 200 pounds. A guy that hit .304 last season for Columbia. Watches the next one wide, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes now, righty against righty. 1 out, base is empty. We are just underway, top of the first. And Parker now from the belt, kicks, deals. Grounded sharply but foul just outside of third base. And deflects out into left field. Didowick had not initially realized the ball had ended up in fair territory, but now goes to retrieve it. So the count holds at 1 ball and 2 strikes on Blake. A handful of dangerous hitters returning for Columbia from last year to this year. And Blake is certainly one of them. Finished with 10 homers, 42 runs batted in last season. They return a couple of guys with double-digit home runs and 3 guys with 40 or more RBIs. Swing and a miss at the 1-2 pitch as he had Blake out in front. And Nick Parker has his first strikeout of the afternoon. And there are 2 down here in the first inning. Now Seth Dardar for the Lions, the first left-hander that Parker will face today. Fairly even split, 5 righties, 4 lefties in the batting order for Coach Beretti. Pitch fouled off the end of the bat, 0-1. Brett Beretti in his 18th season as the head coach at Columbia. Ivy League Coach of the Year last season, his 3rd time winning that award. Himself a product of Davidson. He's actually in the Davidson Athletics Hall of Fame, was a standout catcher in his time with the Wildcats. 0-1 pitch fouled back, and it's 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes to Seth Dardar. Dardar in the 3 spot today on opening day, and only 15 at-bats all of last season. Left-handed hitter for Columbia. And Parker way ahead, 0-2, the pitch. Changeup floats down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dardar hit 200, 3 hits in 15 at-bats, but again, very limited information from last season. The 1-2 pitch. Changeup again outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dardar, a junior, and might as well mention now that none of these guys got to play in the 2021 season. The entirety of the Ivy League season was canceled in 2021. 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Nick Parker, back-to-back Ks to punctuate an impressive first. He sets down the Lions in order 1-2-3. And at the end of 1/2 inning of play, no score from Charlottesville. Our first look at Virginia's offense set to go to work when we come back. No score after one half inning of play, and our first look at Columbia's right-hander Andy Leon, who is going to get off to a little bit of a later start than expected to this inning on account of the fact that home plate umpire Jeff Doy did not like the undershirt he was wearing and made him take it off after he first started out towards the mound to start his warm-up tosses. Leon then had to go back into the Columbia dugout, remove his undershirt, and is finally just commencing with his warm-up throws. Nevertheless, let's run through the lineup he'll face today for Virginia. Leading off the shortstop, Griff O'Farrell. With Ethan O'Donnell in the 2 spot, O'Donnell plays center field. Jake Geloff, the third baseman, hits third, with Casey Sauke in the cleanup spot playing right field. Catcher Kyle Teal bats 5th, with Ethan Anderson in the 6th spot playing first base. Henry Godbout gets the start as the designated hitter today. Godbout off to a 7-for-11 start to the season, hits 7. Harrison Didowick in the 8th spot plays left field, and Justin Rubin rounds out the order. Rubin batting 9th and playing second base. Again, the top third for Virginia goes O'Farrell, O'Donnell, Geloff. Middle third, Sauke, Teal, Anderson. And the bottom third of Godbout, Didowick, and Rubin. And that lineup for Virginia in this game 1 of today's doubleheader, all against Andy Leon, sophomore righty from Sugar Land, Texas, and straight Jesuit prep in Houston. Last year for Columbia, made 11 appearances, 9 of which were starts. Leon went 4-0 with a 4.36 earned run average, 33 innings of work. He struck out 25 and walked only 8. Righty against righty as O'Farrell starts things off and rolls one to his counterpart, Andy Blake, at short. He will fire on to first, and on one pitch, there is one out here in this home half of the first inning. Andy Leon, last year, opponents hit .264 against him, 34 hits allowed over 33 innings of work. But again, a guy that filled up the strike zone when you consider 25 strikeouts to only 8 walks over 33 innings. But opponents hitting .264 against him, you got to expect that Leon will live in or at least around the strike zone most of his outing. 6'1", 215-pound sophomore righty, and he deals a 90-mile-an-hour fastball for a called strike. And the count 0-1 to Ethan O'Donnell, left-handed batter against the righty Leon. And his next pitch is a breaking ball down, and the count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Righty's 1-1, taken off the plate, down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. O'Donnell off to a 7-for-16 start to the season. The junior center fielder hitting at .438, a home run and 4 runs batted in. 2-1 pitch now from Leon. Swinging a ball popped up foul and out of play to the left side. And it's 2-2. Leon listed on their roster as a right-handed pitcher and infielder. He did not see any action as a position player last year. The 2-2 pitch. Check swing. Yes, he did. Home plate umpire Jeff Doy doesn't need any help to make that call. And Andy Leon has his first strikeout of the afternoon. And again, if you consider the fact that Leon was really good last year on the mound and gets the opening day nod, and this is sophomore season, would be shocked if he ends up seeing time as a position player this year. Jake Geloff attacking the first pitch, bounces it foul. In and out of Virginia's dugout and over to third baseman Anton Lazitz, who flips it to Coach Mack in the third base coach's box. Virginia's 20th year assistant coach, associate head coach Kevin McMullen. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss from Geloff. 0-2. Across the way at first, assistant coach Matt Kirby in his 12th season on the staff as Virginia's first base coach. 2 outs, bases empty, no score, home half of the first. And the 0-2 pitch now. Little bouncer up the first base line, but foul. Out of the reach of Dardar, and the count will hold at 0-2. Defensively for Columbia, Weston Eberle, the catcher and battery mate for Andy Leon. Infield third to first of Anton Lazitz at third. Andy Blake, the shortstop. Jack Cale at second. Seth Dardar plays first base. 3 infielders to the left of second base right now as Geloff goes the opposite way, skies it out towards right field, chasing back the right fielder's shot onto the warning track, and he will make the catch to retire the side. Outfield left to right of Cole Hage in left, Sky Solinsky in center, and Hayden Schott, who made that catch in right to end the inning to complete that Columbia defense. Well, 1-2-3 inning for both starting pitchers. Nick Parker for Virginia, Andy Leon for Columbia in the first, and Parker back to work when we return in a scoreless game from Charlottesville.
UVAtickets.com to get your Virginia baseball season tickets. That's UVAtickets.com to get your baseball season tickets.
Well, Columbia's Andy Leon just did something that no pitcher has done against Virginia this season, and that is keep them scoreless in the first inning. Cavaliers had scored multiple runs in the first inning of all 4 of their wins to date. But so far, nothing across for either side as we now head to the second inning. Nick Parker and Andy Leon exchanging 1-2-3 innings. And now Parker back to work to face the middle third of Columbia's lineup. Weston Eberle to lead things off. Swing and a miss on a fastball from Nick Parker, and it's 0-1. After Eberle, Hayden Schott, and Anton Lazitz scheduled to bat for the Lions. Now the 0-1 from Parker just missed away, and the count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Parker today making his 42nd career start in Division I baseball. 40 of them at Coastal Carolina. And now his second in a Virginia uniform. Pitch swung on and missed by Eberle in the count 1-2. And Parker back into the windup. And a little roller towards short, kicks off the mound. Actually helped out O'Farrell by deflecting his direction. And he makes the easy toss over to first, and there's 1 away. That ball initially heading more up the middle than it ended up. And O'Farrell got a favorable bounce that left him with plenty of time to throw out the base runner Eberle. So now 1 away, base is empty for the dangerous Hayden Schott. senior right fielder and left-handed batter. Led the team with 12 homers, 55 RBIs last season. Takes a called strike, and it's 0-1. One of 4 co-captains this year for the Lions is shot. The 0-1, roped into right field, and that is a foul ball. Just to the right of the chalk, according to first base umpire Dave Susi. That was very close. Tell you, I guess maybe my eyes playing tricks on me. I actually thought that might have hit the chalk. But favorable outcome for Nick Parker and Virginia nonetheless. It's just strike 2 on shot. So 1 out, base is empty. And no balls and 2 strikes on, again, a very dangerous hitter. Schott, who hit .320, 12 homers, 55 driven in last year. Takes a changeup down and away. And it's 1-2 now. First team all Ivy League selection last year. And in fact, of Schott's 12 home runs, 8 of them came in Ivy League play, which was a league record, or tied a league record, with 8 Ivy League play home runs. Fastball misses high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Senior from Newport Beach, California, Hayden Schott. No score, top of the second. And the 2-2 pitch from Parker. Good eye by Schott on a breaking ball that ended up down and in. But he takes it to run the count full, 3-2 now. And the 6'1" right-hander, Nick Parker, back into the windup. Line drive, left center field, and that is down for a base hit. Looks like extra bases. Schott headed towards second base. He will be in standing up. And the ball gets away for a moment from Justin Rubin. But he races it down, keeping an eye on third base. And no chance for an advance from Hayden Schott, who has his first double of the season, and in fact, Columbia's first hit of the season. As again today, their first contest of the year. Getting started a week later than everybody else, the Ivy League schools. And now Anton Lazitz will bat for Columbia. And looking into his own dugout for the signs. Sun peeks back out from between the clouds. And now the pitch from Parker to Lazitz. Righty against righty. First one misses upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Lazitz, a sophomore who hit .314 last year. Parker from the belt. And the pitch. And a called strike to even the count. Anton Lazitz, sophomore third baseman from Pittsfield, Massachusetts. And he bats with Hayden Schott aboard at second base. And 1 out here in the second inning. Pitch from Parker. Fouled off the end of the bat. So the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now after Parker and Andy Leon for Columbia exchanging 1, 2, 3 first innings of work, Hayden Schott has the first hit for either side and stands at second base with 1 out. As it's Columbia with the first threat of the game. 1-2 pitch now to Anton Lazitz. Breaking ball line into left field. That'll settle in for a base hit. Up with it at third quickly is Didowick, who fires through to the plate on 1 hop. And a clean throw into Teal. Otherwise, there might have been a chance for Lazitz to think about advancing. Instead, it's runners at the corners with 1 out now for E.J. Krutzman. And, well, that time Parker getting ahead of Lazitz, but left a 2-strike breaking ball up in the zone, and Lazitz able to deposit it into left field for a base hit. And now it's Schott at third, Lazitz at first with 1 out. And Krutzman, the batter, junior left-handed hitter. Now, Virginia has yet to trail in a game this season, but Columbia with a golden opportunity here. The pitch from Parker. And that's off the outside corner. 1 ball, no strikes. Grutzman, the designated hitter, hit .329 last season. 3 homers, 25 driven in. Parker spins and checks on the runner at first. Reasonably close over there, but back in safely went the base runner Lazitz. Again, 1 out, runners at the corners in a scoreless game, top of the second. Nick Parker from the belt. Right-hander again spins, this time more of a loft over to first base. No tag applied by Ethan Anderson at first. Hayden shot at third base, he doubled. Anton Lazitz at first, he singled. And Nick Parker, the grad transfer from Coastal Carolina, ready to work with the 1-0 pitch, and drops in a changeup to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Former Dallastown area high school Wildcat Nick Parker, in his first season with Virginia and second start after the 5-inning effort against Ohio last weekend. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Back to the changeup, and again had Krutzman out in front. So it's 1-2. Again, Parker, a 10 strikeout effort last weekend. He's already got 2 today. Would be a huge time for 1 right here. The 1-2 pitch now to E.J. Krutzman. And again, a spin and a check on the runner at first. Very close, but diving back in safely was Anton Lazitz. Parker almost put it in the perfect spot right there. And Parker did have a successful pickoff in his start last Saturday. His 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Again with the changeup, he had Krutzman fishing for it, helped him out a little bit as it looked to be off the plate away. That is Nick Parker's 3rd strikeout already, and as I mentioned, that's a really big one. As now 2 outs, not out of the woods yet with runners at the corners, but a chance to make 1 pitch and get out of this inning unscathed. Shot at third, Lazitz at first. Sky Selinsky is the batter now. Sophomore right-handed hitter and center fielder for Columbia. And there's a called strike to start him, 0-1. Well, Parker featuring that changeup prominently in that at bat, and ultimately getting the strikeout of Krutzman. Now righty against righty with Selinsky. The 0-1 from Parker. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did, says first base ump Dave Susie. And it's quickly 0-2. Thought there was a chance home plate ump Jeff Doy might call that on his own, but nevertheless confirmed by the first base ump. So now opening up the playbook for Parker. No balls, 2 strikes. And Parker asking for time. He wants to swap out the baseball. No balls, 2 strikes on Selinsky. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Scoreless game in the second. The pitch from Parker. Fouled back. Went to the fastball, but Selinsky able to spoil it. 0-2 the count. Trying to see if he could sneak one by the Columbia center fielder, but Selinsky lives to see another pitch. Now again the 0-2 from Nick Parker. Righty deals. Grounded left side. Geloff cuts it off. He'll go the short route to second. That'll get Virginia out of the inning unscathed. Good job by Nick Parker to buckle down. After Columbia gets runners to first and third with only 1 out, the Lions do not score. 5-4 on the fielder's choice to end the inning And at the end of 1 1/2 innings of play from Disharoon Park, still no score between Virginia and Columbia.
Fans, remember to pick up a baseball bingo card at the marketing table behind section 108. If you get bingo before the end of the 5th inning, you can enter to win a Virginia Athletics prize pack.
First of 2 today between Virginia and Columbia, and the first of 3 this weekend. A day off tomorrow in between before the series wraps up at 1 o'clock on Sunday. In this opener, no score as we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. And for Virginia, Casey Sauke, Kyle Teal, Ethan Anderson, 4-5-6 to try and get something going against the right-hander Andy Leon, who not only set Virginia down 1-2-3 in the first, but did so on just 10 pitches. The right-hander out of the Houston area deals down and away. 1 ball, no strikes to Sauke. Leon, who played at Strake Jesuit Prep, the Crusaders in Houston. Misses inside with a fastball, 2-0. Was the Region 3 MVP his senior year at Strake Jesuit. Now the 6'1" right-hander deals 2-0 to Sauke. And he missed down and away. 3 balls, no strikes. As now Sauke in the driver's seat. Off to a 7-for-16 start to the season. And the 3-0 pitch taken all the way. There's a strike. 89-mile-an-hour fastball from the right-hander just to find the zone. Hitters count, the pitch fouled away right side. So that'll run the count full to 3-2, and from 3-0, Leon has worked to get it back full. And here it is from Leon, swing and a miss. Up the ladder with a fastball there and an even 90 on the radar gun. And Sauke could not lay off a pitch that looked to be up and out of the zone.
For your Cavaliers, the catcher number 3, Kyle Teal.
Now Kyle Teal. Teal had 9-for-16 to start the year. And he swings and skies one to right field, chasing back the right fielder's shot. He's back up against the wall, and that ball is gone. Kyle Teal with Virginia's first hit and run of the day. A solo homer for Kyle's 2nd long ball this season, and Virginia will indeed strike first. A solo home run into the bullpen for Kyle Teal. Number 2, RBI number 5.
For your Cavaliers, the first baseman, number 23, Ethan Anderson.
And now Anderson going the opposite way on a fastball from the right-hander Leon. Next pitch to Anderson, switch hitter batting left. Again, fouled away, and it's 0-2. Anderson 7 hits in his first 18 at-bats, hitting at .389 to start the year. And he watches it high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Anderson already with 4 doubles for Virginia. And this Cavalier offense, again, off to an incredible start, leading the country in doubles entering play today. Pitch misses down, and it's 2-2. 18 doubles as a club entering play today. Leading the nation in batting average, oh, by the way, at .446 entering the game. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Up the ladder that time at 91, and a couple of strikeouts in the inning for Andy Leon. They've both been fastballs up and out of the zone that Virginia hitters have chased. And that'll get Henry Godbout to the plate. And the first year who is off to a tremendous start at the plate, watches the slider inside, 1-0. Godbout 7 hits in 11 at-bats. One of those 7 hits a home run. Came off the batter's eye in the midweek game this week. Pitch down and away, 2 balls, no strikes to him. And a favorable count for Godbout. 2 outs, bases empty, and the pitch from Leon. Off the plate away. 3 balls, no strikes. Godbout out of the Baylor School in Tennessee. Tennessee Player of the Year in the eyes of Prep Baseball Report last season as a senior, in which he hit .510. Takes a called strike, and it's 3-1. 9 homers, 14 doubles, and 35 RBIs. His senior year at the Baylor School, playing for the Red Raiders. And now again, a strong start to his career as a Wahoo. Big cut at a 3-1 fastball. And comes up empty, 3-2. That ball caught a lot of the plate, but Godbout swings through it. Solo homer from Kyle Teal in the inning has Virginia in front, 1-0. Now the payoff pitch to Godbout as Leon delivers, and a little jam shot on the infield. Second baseman Cale now drifts back into short right center to make the catch, and that will retire the side. But not before. Kyle Teal has Virginia's first hit and run of the day on a solo home run into the bullpen beyond the right field wall. And at the end of 2 complete innings of play, our score: Virginia 1, Columbia 0.
The 2023 UVA baseball season is presented by Battlefield Automotive Group. Don't drop the ball and overpay. Visit Battlefield Automotive today. Fans, turn your attention to Who Vision for Who Am I? Presented by UVA Health. First round draft pick. Hit a home run in the 2015 College World Series final. Inducted into the UVA Baseball Hall of Fame in 2023. Which historic Virginia baseball player could this be? Stay tuned to find out at the end of the 3rd inning.
Nick Parker returns to the mound with a lead for the first time today, and he has his battery mate Kyle Teal to thank. Teal's solo home run has put Virginia in front 1-0. And Nick Parker to face the 9-1-2 hitters in the Columbia lineup. And this is a good Columbia team. Won the Ivy League last season, reaching the Blacksburg Regional. First pitch to Kale is bounced right side, picked up by Rubin as the Columbia second baseman grounds out to his counterpart. And on one pitch, there's one out here in the third. That was the collegiate debut for Jack Kale. His first at bat ends in a 4-3 putout. Now the top of the order in Cole Hage. This Columbia team actually making it to the Blacksburg Regional Final, where they lost to the host Virginia Tech 7-2. Fastball to Cole Hage for his strike, 0-1. And they are the projected favorites to win the Ivy League once again. Swing and a miss. And it's quickly 0-2 on Hage. Good pitch from Parker, ending up just beneath the knees. Hage swings over top of it, and here he takes strike 3 call. Right there, and he knew it. And Nick Parker has strikeout number 4 already today. Now Parker, again, 10 strikeouts last weekend, and he's got 4 already this afternoon through 2 2/3 innings of work. Andy Blake, the batter now, and he watches a breaking ball for a strike. 0-1. Now the next one from Parker. Hit off the end of the bat towards short right center field. Rubin racing back. Sauke is going to have to play it on a hop as Blake dunks one into right field for a single. And Columbia has a 2-out base runner. Columbia projected to finish first out of the 8 teams in the Ivy League as selected by the league's SIDs, but also the case on the folks at D1 Baseball who have Columbia as the favorites ahead of Penn. And if that holds true, that would be a rematch of last year's Ivy League Championship Series when Columbia, playing as the 2 seed, beat the number 1 seed Penn. Swing and a miss at the first one from Seth Dardar, and the count 0-1. Runner at first base, 2 outs. Ivy League Championship Series played at the number 1 finisher's ballpark, and so the series was in Philadelphia. Columbia taking 2 out of 3, going the distance against Penn, but winning the finale 9-1 to make it to the NCAA tournament. The 0-1 pitch now from Nick Parker. And a changeup floats wide, 1-1. Parker got Dardar on strikes his first time up, back in the first inning. And he works now 2 outs, runner at first. 1-0 Hoos on the Kyle Teal solo home run. Next pitch called strike 2. Parker hits the outside corner with a fastball to work ahead of the Columbia first baseman. Center field and first base, couple of spots that Columbia replacing starters from last year, but they return a lot elsewhere. Another pickoff play at first, very close. And Dave Susie firing a safe sign quickly and emphatically, saying that Blake got a hand back in ahead of the tag. If it had not been the case, you know Ethan Anderson would have been asking for a video review. Again, a check over at first, and safe the call once again. Righty on the mound against the lefty at the plate. And Parker from the belt kicks, deals. Little looping liner out towards center field. Charging in, O'Donnell has to play it on a hop. Base runner loses his feet around second, but Andy Blake hustles back into the base. And, well, a couple of swings that have produced very weak contact have resulted in runners at first and second for Columbia. Blake and Dardar, I mean, both off the very end of the bat. That deadening sound, but they both find some outfield grass for a hit. So 2 outs, and all of a sudden the Lions have something cooking, though, as Weston Eberle will come to the plate. Parker's first offering missing down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Parker about to throw his 50th pitch of the ball game here. And he will swap out the baseball first. For Columbia, Andy Blake at second, Seth Dardar at first. Columbia getting runners to first and third last inning with only 1 out, but some good work by Parker to keep them off the scoreboard. The 1-0 pitch now. Popped up, foul back, and out of play. That'll even the count at a ball and a strike now to Weston Eberle, senior catcher. Talk about strength up the middle, and Columbia felt like they were in good shape with Eberle and Blake back, their everyday center fielder and shortstop. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Those 2 guys, 2 of the 4 captains, along with Hayden Schott, the right fielder. We've already seen double in this game, and who currently waits on deck for Columbia. And also Cameron Hubble, senior right-handed pitcher. A look back to second. Now the 1-2 pitch. Line drive, right field. Sauke charging in. He'll play it on a pair of hops, and Columbia, it looks like, will get on the board, and they do. Scoring from second, Andy Blake. Columbia has strung 3 hits together in this 3rd inning and have tied the ball game up at 1 on the RBI single for Weston Eberle. Seth Dardar goes first to third in the play as well. And the first run of the season for the Lions will prompt a visit from pitching coach Drew Dickinson. You know, I think in part because now Columbia has their most dangerous hitter coming to the plate in Hayden Schott, and he already hit a double to left center last time up. And now working with runners at the corners, you got to be careful and have a good game plan for how to attack him. And so Virginia's 4th-year pitching coach, Drew Dickinson, chatting with Nick Parker now. In terms of other ACC action that has gotten underway already, they're in the 9th inning between Boston College and Bucknell. The Eagles all over the Bison, 9-1, that game in the 9th inning. Looks like Boston College will get a win to start the day. 4th inning from, I don't know if they're actually playing the game in Pittsburgh, would find it hard to believe, but Pitt and Harvard leading 6-3 in the 4th inning. First pitch from Parker, fouled back by Schott. A little bit out in front of a changeup. And the count 0-1. That Boston College Bucknell game actually just went final, and they were playing in Charleston, South Carolina. The 0-1 pitch now from Parker. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. And he misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Parker, a check on the runner at first. Anderson not going to apply a tag. So again for Columbia, Dardar at third, Eberle at first with a run already home. Columbia stringing together 3 hits A couple of them just bloopers off the end of the bat, but it still gets a run across. The 1-1. Popped up, foul ground, outside of third. Teal and Geloff converge. It'll be Kyle Teal to make the catch and retire the side. That's a big out to set down shot. The most dangerous hitter in that Columbia lineup. But the Lions scratch across a run on 3 hits in the inning. They now have 5 hits in the game. And at the end of 2.5 innings of play, our score: Virginia 1, Columbia 1.
We'd like to give a big thank you to the folks at United Concordia. They're our sponsor of Virginia Athletics. Fortify your business with United Concordia Dental. Leading off for your Cavaliers, left fielder number 34, Harrison Dittwick.
Tie ball game as we head to the home half of the third. Virginia to send Harrison Dittwick, Justin Rubin, and Griffo Farrell, the 8-9-1 hitters, to the plate against Andy Leon, sophomore righty, back to the hill. For the Lions, Dittwick, left-handed batter. Leon's pitch is at the knees, called a strike. Dittwick this season 4 of 16, a couple of homers, including one on Tuesday night. And 6 runs batted in as a fastball misses inside, 1-1. Right-hander off the first base side of the rubber, and the pitch. A breaking ball wide. 2 balls and 1 strike. Both Dittwick and Godbout, first-year players, homering off the batter's eye beyond the center field wall on Tuesday in the win over Longwood. Check swing by Dittwick, but he went about 3/4 of the way around, and that is strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Dittwick, the first-year left fielder for Virginia. Leading things off for the Hoos in a tie ball game, bottom of the third. Little tapper foul, bounced up and hit his bat. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dittwick out of Western Branch High School, the Bruins. First team all Tidewater selection last year as a senior. The 2-2 pitch now from Leon. Roped to first and gets under the legs of the first baseman, Dardar. He put his glove down to try and trap it, but he came up empty. Picked his glove up, looked at it, and the ball was trickling between his legs. Sort of an in-between decision for Dardar to make at first base, but trying to trap it, the ball got through him. That will go down as an E3 and give Virginia a leadoff base runner here in the third. Justin Rubin now. And he takes a fastball just a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes. Ruben off to a .400 start to the year. 4 hits and 10 at-bats. Does have an RBI. Third baseman Lazitz in on the grass expecting a bunt from Ruben. Check on the runner at first, and that ball gets away. Thrown down the line by Leon. Didewick will stop at second. And Virginia, instead of needing the bunt to get Didewick into scoring position, beneficiary of a second consecutive error. First an E3 to put Didewick on base, and now an E1 to put him into scoring position. So Virginia very much in business now with a runner at second base and nobody out. Top of the order, and O'Farrell waits on deck, and now we'll see if Ruben thinks about a bunt to move him over to third base. Corners weigh in for Columbia, both Lazitz and Dardar. And the 1-0 pitch from Leon after a long hold. Ruben squares, pulls it back, takes it outside on a slider on the right-hander Leon, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Andy Leon, who wore number 29 last year, wears number 10 this season. Boy, and looking at last year's statistical sheet, can be tough to find guys. So many jersey number changes year over year. I don't know if it was a one-year anomaly or a regular thing, but a ton of changes. Ruben again shows bunt, pulls it back, and a fastball misses away. 3 balls, no strikes. So now we'll see if Ruben is taken all the way and forcing Leon to throw a strike, period, or if the bunt play will stay on for Virginia. Runner at second base, nobody out. Tie ball game in the third. Ruben takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike. 3-1 the count to Virginia's Justin Ruben. Second-year second baseman, had 3 sacrifice bunts last year, and very close play at second on a pickoff attempt. Safe is initially the call from John Mang, but Columbia, led by shortstop Andy Blake, who put the tag down, immediately throwing his hands to either side of his hat and asking for a review. And the umpiring crew will go and take a look at this one. Well, it wasn't just Blake that reacted. Pretty much everybody on the Columbia defense, I mean, take that for what it's worth, right? But pretty much everybody reacting in disbelief after the safe call from second base umpire John Mang. And it almost looked like Blake and Leon were celebrating as soon as their head coach Brett Beretti asked for the review, because they knew what the outcome was going to be. Now, obviously, it is contingent on there being video evidence to support what they think took place. Virginia is also working from the fortuitous standpoint of the initial call being in their favor. Trying to see if we'll get a delayed replay look up here in the booth, but so far not available. There is a look out on the scoreboard, but can't tell from this distance whether the hand of Didewick snuck in before the tag or whether Blake's tag came down first. But again, tied at 1 here in the third, and a video review. The umpires are coming back, and safe is the call. So how about that? Again, given the way that Columbia reacted to the play, I thought it was clearly going to go the opposite way, but not the case. And again, maybe the initial call factoring in there. Rubin swinging away at the next pitch and fouls it off. So that will run the count full to 3-2. As Rubin swinging away at that 3-1 after he had been considering a bunt the initial 3 offerings of the at-bat. So now, full count pitch to come. Righty against righty with a runner at second base. Big pitch here from Andy Leon. And the righty deals. Rubin loops one out towards right field. Over towards the line, Hayden Schott makes the catch. Didowick tags from second. Throw comes in towards third base. It is cut off. And Didowick advancing over to third base. And a productive out from Justin Rubin to advance the base runner over to third base with less than 2 outs. And now Griff O'Farrell with an opportunity to put Virginia back in front. Again, Kyle Teal's homer started the scoring in the second, but Columbia scratched across a run to tie it up. Breaking ball drops in for a strike as Weston Eberle's RBI single squared things momentarily. Now the pitch. O'Farrell rifles one foul down towards the unoccupied bullpen mound. It is actually never in use, that turf mound next to Virginia's dugout, but Virginia's dugout, of course, beyond the right field wall. The bullpen area into which Kyle Teal's home run to start the scoring landed, as O'Farrell trying to get the ball in the air, fouls it off to the right side and out of play. So no balls and 2 strikes. The count to O'Farrell. Grounded out to short his first time up. Corners in, middle back for Columbia. See if O'Farrell can get something in the middle of the field or in the air to the outfield. And he does. Line one out into left field. That's going to be caught by the left fielder Hage. Tagging from third, Didowick. The throw is way off line. And it's a sacrifice fly for Griff O'Farrell as he puts the Hoos back in front by a 2-1 score and has his 6th RBI of the season. More of a line drive than a fly ball, but got it deep enough and gets the job done. And it's Virginia 2, Columbia 1. Now Ethan O'Donnell takes the first pitch down. 1 ball, no strikes. O'Donnell, a strikeout victim his first time up. 3 strikeouts in the game for Columbia's right-hander Andy Leon. And he misses down and in. 2 balls, no strikes. So hitters count for Ethan O'Donnell. Leon, that abbreviated windup deals. O'Donnell skies one to center field, well tagged. That chases back Zielinski. He turns and that ball is off the wall. And beneath the yellow line, it is a 2-base hit for Ethan O'Donnell. So a 2-out double. And O'Donnell has his 2nd double of the season after he led the Big Ten with 24 doubles last season. Well, Virginia's going to get Jake Geloff to the plate. RBI opportunity for Geloff with a man in scoring position at second and 2 outs. High set from the righty Leon. And a slider misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. To Geloff. Fly to deep right field his first time up. See if he can straighten one out here. Runner at second, O'Donnell with 2 outs. 2-1 Virginia leads, last of the third. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Snap throw to second behind the runner. On target, but they're going to get Geloff on batter's interference on the throw down to second base on his follow-through. And Kevin McMullen is furious with home plate umpire Jeff Doy on that call. That is a massive call as it ends the inning. And Virginia, who had a runner at second base for Jake Geloff, at bat will come to a screeching halt mid at bat because of the interference call. Wow, that gets Leon out of the inning. Virginia does get a run across on the sacrifice fly from Griff O'Farrell, saying that Geloff interfered with Everly's ability to throw down to second. And we will head to the fourth now. After 3 complete in Charlottesville, it's Virginia 2, Columbia 1. Nick Parker back to the hill. He'll face Anton Lazitz, E.J. Krutzman, and Sky Solinsky for the Columbia Lions. Virginia leading by a 2-1 score. And the 6, 7, 8 hitters for Columbia against the grad transfer righty, whose first pitch is spun off the end of the bat foul. And the count 0-1. 3-inning totals in this one for the visiting Lions. It's been 1 run on 5 hits. 2 errors and 4 runners left on base. 2 of those 4 runners left in scoring position. For Virginia, it's been 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. That runner left in scoring position last half inning as O'Donnell was at second when Jake Geloff was called out on batter's interference to end the inning. As the pitch bounced foul, and it's 0-2. Nick Parker just threw his 57th pitch of the game. Andy Leon, the Columbia starter, at 45 pitches through 3 innings of work. 2-1 Who's lead, top of the 4th. And the 0-2 pitch now to Anton Lazitz. Bounced it into Teal, who blocked it back out onto the field in fair territory, but nobody on base, no harm done. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, the first of 2 in this doubleheader. Will be interesting to see if Teal starts both ends of the doubleheader behind the plate. The 1-2 pitch inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. It might help, or at least weigh in on that decision, the fact that Virginia will have tomorrow off before the series concludes on Sunday. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Parker blows a fastball by him. And that is already strikeout number 5 for Nick Parker. halfway to his total from last weekend. And a swing and a miss. Change up to start Krutzman, 0-1. And doubles up with the change up and misses outside. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Krutzman, left-handed hitter. He struck out swinging his first time up. He is the designated hitter in this Columbia lineup. Parker back into the windup and the pitch. That's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. And 5 strikeouts already for Nick Parker, who struck out 10 batters last weekend against Ohio. And those 10 strikeouts matched a career high that had been set in his final start in a Coastal Carolina uniform. 2-1 pitch, swing and a foul tip. Pops in and out of Teal's glove and back to the backstop. So 2-2. Parker, in his final start for Coastal, faced ECU in the Greenville Regional. Same regional, obviously, that included Virginia. 8 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts, which at the time set a new benchmark for Parker. Swinging a ground ball up the middle, rolls to the shortstop side of the bag, and in the shift right next to the bag, Jake Geloff will scoop it up. Throw him out 5-3 with the shift on against the left-handed hitter, and 3 infielders had been to the right of second. That included shortstop Griff O'Farrell. It was Geloff basically playing shortstop depth to make the play and retire Krutzman 5-3. So 2 outs, bases empty now for Sky Selinsky. And he swings at the first pitch, pops it up foul right side. Anderson over to the wall. He will run out of room, as does Rubin. And the count 0-1. As again, Parker wasting no time and getting right back to his career high and matching it with 10 strikeouts in his Virginia debut. Now today, 5 of them, including 1 in this 4th inning, as Virginia leads 2-1. And Parker back into the windup, the 0-1. Missed off the plate away, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball wide to Selinsky. Sophomore who was taken over as the starting center fielder this year. Takes a breaking ball for strike 2 called. Selinsky out of Mater Dei High School in Southern California. 13 starts last year, 60 at-bats in total. And he got hits in 16 of them. And the pitch misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That one clearly off the plate. Teal still trying to sell it to Jeff Doy, but could not do so successfully. Now the 2-2 from Parker. Little bouncer first base side, Anderson in to gobble it up. He will wave off Parker, step on the bag himself. That'll do it for Columbia in this 4th inning. A nice shutdown inning for Nick Parker in a 1-2-3 frame at that. Keep in mind, even as he allowed a run last inning, it was almost exclusively on very weak contact. So Parker continuing to pitch well. And now at the end of 3.5 innings of play, our score remains Virginia 2, Columbia 1.
And just a reminder, please, if you are parked in the JPJ South lots across the street from District Park, please vacate by 5:30 p.m. due to an event this evening at John Paul Jones Arena. There is free parking as well, and as well as a free shuttle at the NFIZ garage. Again, if you are
Right-hander Nick Parker gives Virginia the shutout inning it was looking for, setting down Columbia in order in the top of the fourth. Now bottom half of the inning, Casey Sauke to lead things off against Andy Leon, who deals a called strike. And the count 0-1. Virginia 2, Columbia 1. Sauke, Teal, and Anderson for Virginia in the inning. And a breaking ball drops in for strike 2. Quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Next one to Sauke, missing well off the plate away. 1-2 the count. And Leon again winds and deals. That one lashed but foul by Sauke, and we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Casey struck out swinging his first time up on a fastball up and out of the zone after Sauke. Teal, who homered, and then Anderson, who also struck out. Against Leon, who has been pretty efficient today for this Columbia team. Still shy of 50 pitches. And missed outside with a breaking ball there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. To Virginia's Casey Sauke. And Leon ready to go again. Swing and a miss. Had him tied up in knots there and eventually gets him with a breaking ball. And that is strikeout number 4 for the right-hander Andy Leon today. Leon last year as a freshman struck out as many as 6 batters in a game. Again, was very good. 11 appearances, 9 starts. They really didn't let him get too stretched out as a true freshman. Fastball to Teal misses down 1-0. But also keep in mind this is opening weekend for Columbia, so you would not expect him to be too stretched out today either. The 1-0 pitch. Teal hits one sharply, but on 2 hops right to Jack Cale. The second baseman Fields throws on to first, and there are 2 down. So Ethan Anderson, switch hitter to bat left against Andy Leon, who only went as many as 5 innings in a start last year. Anderson hits one sharply past the dive of the second baseman Cale and into right field for a single. And Anderson has just the 3rd hit of the day for Virginia. Leon has been doing a pretty good job of keeping Virginia off balance for most of the day, but Anderson that time going up in attack mode and driving that first pitch through the 3-4 hole on the infield. So runner at first, 2 outs now for Henry Godbout, who is the designated hitter today. Popped out to second base his first time up. Takes a breaking ball down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Leon, who just threw his 55th pitch of the game, only threw as many as 72 in a game last year. And again, combined with the fact that this is opening weekend, would really not expect him to be too long for this game. Although he has been efficient today. Breaking ball at the knees for a strike, 1-1. To Godbout. Came into the game 7 for his first 11, and so gets an opportunity as the DH in this game. 1-1 misses outside. Snap throw down to first is not in time as Anderson gets back in safely. I would think there's a pretty decent chance Godbout would get a start in both games of the doubleheader, as he might get worked in at second base for game 2. Two balls and a strike to him as Andy Leon deals, and a swing and a miss. Again, elevating with that fastball. He has been tantalizing Virginia hitters all day with that pitch just above the strike zone. Bottom half of the fourth, it's Virginia 2, Columbia 1. Virginia with a runner at first base, 2 outs. And now Leon to the high set. Long hold, the 2-2. Missed down, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Just beneath the knees of Henry Godbout. So Anderson can run with the pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And here it is from Leon. And a fastball fouled back. We'll do it again, 3-2. Godbout putting together a pretty good battle here. Can the first year make it count? Again, Ethan Anderson running from first. And Godbout skies one towards left center field, but looks to be playable for Selinsky. And a step before the warning track, he will make the catch. And that will retire the side. 2-out single for Virginia, nothing further. At the end of 4 complete, our score remains Virginia 2, Columbia 1. On to the 5th in Charlottesville, where Virginia is still clinging to the slimmest of leads. It's 2-1 Hoos. And first pitch from Nick Parker, swung on and fouled away by Jack Cale. The freshman second baseman has attacked the first pitch he's seen, and now both of his 2 at-bats. Making his collegiate debut today, the left-hand hitter from McMurray, Pennsylvania. Takes the next one wide, and it's 1-1. 5'8" second baseman from Peters Township High School in the Pittsburgh area. 1-1 pitch now from Nick Parker. 2-1 Hoos in the 5th. Swing and a miss. Had him chasing a changeup down and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cale in the top of the order, Hage and Blake. 9-1-2 for Columbia. In this first of the doubleheader, ball swung on and skied out towards straightaway right field. Casey Sauke is under it, makes a one-handed catch. And there's one away. Back to the top of the order now for Cole Hage. There is activity in the Virginia bullpen. Jake Berry has begun tossing as Parker is now into the 70s in terms of pitch count. And Parker Last time out, 82 pitches. Breaking ball for a called strike to Hage, and it's 0-1. See what kind of a leash he gets for his second start of the season. There is activity in Columbia's bullpen as well. A left-hander throwing. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 88 by the swing and miss of Hage. 0-2 on the Columbia left fielder. A ground out and a strikeout so far today with a strong right-handed hitter. Pulls the hands in, skies it towards left center field. It'll be O'Donnell to take charge. One-handed grab. About head high, and that is the second out here in the fifth. So now Andy Blake will be the batter. We saw Barry last weekend combining with Jack O'Connor to eat up 8 of the 9 innings of a shutout win over UNC Wilmington on Sunday. But you got to like the change in perception from a right-hander to the tall lefty in Barry. First pitch swinging, Blake pops it up foul, third base side for Geloff to cycle around it and make the catch. And, well, in wondering how long Parker might be able to stay in this game, a very quick fifth inning will certainly help the cause, as Parker just threw 8 pitches to get through the 9-1-2 hitters in Columbia's order here in the fifth. And so at the end of 4.5 innings of play, we are halfway home. And our score from Charlottesville, Virginia 2, Columbia 1.
Sign up your child to be a member of Cabman's Crew and receive up to 2 free general admission tickets to all Saturday baseball games at Dishroom Park. Membership is free. That's right. Sign up your child for free, and you're able to claim 2 free tickets to all Saturday Virginia baseball games at home. Visit virginiasports.com/Cabman's Crew to learn more.
Mentioned last inning that Columbia would probably be careful with right-hander Andy Leon in terms of allowing him to get stretched out today. And, in fact, his day is done after 4 innings and 61 pitches. He will make way for the left-hander Will Parkinson, who comes on. Sophomore lefty, the first man out of the Columbia bullpen today. Parkinson, a sophomore from Tampa. He's out of Berkeley Prep. 6'3", 205-pound lefty. And the first man he faces, Harrison Didowick. It'll be 8-9-1 in the Virginia lineup, lefty against lefty. And a slider misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Didowick reached on an error his first time up, came around to score ultimately. And a fastball from Parkinson, 86-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. One and one the count. As Parkinson deals and a breaking ball cut on and missed, it's 1-2. Parkinson last year, 9 appearances, 2 starts. no record, a 7.94 earned run average. 11 1/3 innings of work. He struck out 12, walked 6. Opponents did hit .313 against him last year. A breaking ball here, swung on and missed. Didowick is down on strikes. And one away in the 5th inning. Parkinson, again, a 6'3" lefty. Wears number 32 for the Lions. And now Justin Rubin will be the batter. Virginia, the all-white uniforms for this series opener. Virginia in blue cursive across the chest. Blue numbers in the lower left side of the jersey and on the back. As Rubin lines one into left center field, that is down on a couple of hops for a base hit. Got a fastball center cut there and took advantage of it. A 1-out single. Parkinson, a slightly lower arm slot from the left side, and so understandable why Didowick had a somewhat tough time with him, but Rubin, the right-handed batter, no wasted effort there. So runner at first, 1 out. Now O'Farrell. And he takes it wide. Fastball missed away. 1 ball, no strikes. Parkinson, left-hander, baseball dangling by his knee. Now draws set at the belt. And the 1-0 pitch. O'Farrell lifts it foul, slicing down the right side and out of play. One ball, 1 strike, and a check on the runner at first. First baseman Dardar playing in front of the base runner at first. And the 1-1 outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Two 2-1 pitch, runner goes. Pitch misses up and away. Throw to second is a strong one from the catcher, Eberle. And Rubin is caught trying to steal second base. Well, I'll tell you this much. 2-1 pitch, obviously action count, and for the catcher, Eberle, he got a really good pitch to throw on. Ball that missed up and away, and he fired a strike down to second. So bases empty now, 2 outs. 2-2 pitch, and tapped foul off his front foot. We will do it again, 2-2. Lefty on the mound against the righty at the plate. 2-1 Hoos in the 5th. And O'Farrell spoiling a pitch. Down around the knees, outer part of the plate. 2-2 the count. Virginia, a run in the second on Teal's solo homer and Griff O'Farrell's sac fly in the third. Right now is the difference in the game. Grounds this one back up the middle. Cale, the second baseman, was positioned that way. Drops it initially, but then quickly picks it back up and throws on to first. And that will retire the side. So Parkinson out of the bullpen faces the minimum 3 batters in this 5th inning. And now at the end of 5 complete innings of play, our score remains Virginia 2, Columbia 1.
answer was the inaugural 1889 team, which scored 70 runs through its first 4 days that season. Congratulations to Trevor Daniel for winning today's Clear Trivia. Trevor, come meet the marketing staff next to the lineups for United Section 108. Claim your prize. Congratulations, Trevor Daniel.
A week ago in Wilmington, Nick Parker seemed to get stronger as the game moved along, and now as we head to the 6th, Parker has tossed consecutive 1, 2, 3 innings, and he gets a chance to, at the very least, start this 6th inning for Virginia. Cavaliers in front by a 2-1 score, and Parker will face the heart of the order, Dardar Eberle and Schott, and I think he was able to earn himself an extra inning as a changeup swung on and missed by Dardar, 0-1, by the fact that he just worked a 1, 2, 3, 8-pitch 5th inning. And the 0-1, swing and a miss, another changeup, and had Dardar way out in front. Dardar 1 for 2 in this game. A little bloop single in the 3rd and struck out swinging in the 1st. Left-hand hitting first baseman against the righty. This one rolled right side. Rubin out onto the outfield grass to field it. Throws against his body on the run and retires Dardar 4-3. One away in the 6th. Parker last week throwing 82 pitches in the win over Ohio. And he is about to throw his 82nd pitch of this start with his first offering to Weston Eberle. Hayden Schott, left-handed hitter, and dangerous one at that, waits on deck. Fastball cut on and missed, and it's 0-1. And Virginia has the lefty Jake Berry ready in the bullpen. It might depend on what Eberle does here as to whether Parker gets a chance to face Schott. The 0-1. Wave and a miss. Quickly 0-2. Looked like a little cutter slider from Parker that time, running off the outside edge. Now the 0-2 pitch. That one scooped up, or, well, knocked away by Teal, but nobody on base. No issue. Missed well wide. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Eberle, senior catcher, who did catch Justin Rubin trying to steal last half inning. The 1-2. Popped up right side. Will it stay playable? Salke towards the corner in foul territory. Makes the catch and then slams up against the padding. And he holds on for out number 2. So I think by virtue of the fact that Hayden Schott is coming to the plate with nobody on base, will give Nick Parker an opportunity to face him and see if he can make it through 6 complete innings here today. Again, Parker once again getting better as the game moves along, just as he did last Saturday. First pitch to Schott, misses a little bit wide with a fastball. And bringing it up to 89 that time. No reason to leave anything in the tank. Swing and a miss. Off speed there. One pitch, swinging a ball line, gets past Ethan Anderson on a hop. Looked like it caught a piece of him. Shot a big turnaround first, and they'll throw behind him at first, but he's back in safely. And football. I don't think it came up off the bounce on Anderson as high as he suspected it was going to. It does go down as a base hit. So that is the 6th hit of the game for Columbia. Now Anton Lazitz, who has singled and struck out in this game. Parker's pitch is in there for a called strike. With a lefty on deck in Krutzman, I would think this is the last man for Parker either way, as he's about to throw his 90th pitch of the ball game. The 0-1 is strike 2 called. And it's quickly 0-2. Parker looks over his shoulder at first. Now from the belt and the pitch. A little bit high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at first base shot, representing the potential tying run in a game Virginia leads 2-1. Again, a sacrifice fly in the 3rd, the difference in the game right now. The 1-2 from Parker. Breaking ball upstairs. Two balls, 2 strikes the count to Anton Lazitz. And the next one from Parker. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes. And if that indeed is the final man Parker will face today, going out with an exclamation point. Strikeout number 6 of the afternoon for Nick Parker. He will strand a runner at first base and is through 6 innings of 1-run baseball here today. We go to the last of the 6th inning. And after 5.5 innings of play, our score, Virginia 2, Columbia 1. See if Virginia can make anything happen against the left-hander Will Parkinson as we go bottom 6. Job well done from Nick Parker today, assuming his day is indeed done after 6 innings of 1-run baseball. Virginia leads 2-1. Fastball from the lefty Parkinson misses inside to Ethan O'Donnell, and it's 1-0. If Virginia's going to make something happen, this would be a good inning to do it. 2, 3, 4, O'Donnell, Geloff, and Sauke for Virginia. Breaking ball line towards second base, but caught by Kale. Well tagged by O'Donnell, but nothing to show for it. And there is one away. First matchup in quite some time between these two schools. Game 1 of this doubleheader marks just the 8th ever matchup between Virginia and Columbia. First matchup was in 1894, the 6th ever season of Virginia baseball, as Virginia beat Columbia in that matchup. Pitch at the knees for a called strike to Geloff, 0-1. But in fact, the most recent matchup happened when Calvin Coolidge was president. 1926, the most recent game prior to this one between Virginia and Columbia. 0-1, and Geloff skies it to right field. Starting in now, drifting over towards the line. Hayden shot, backpedaling a bit to make the catch, and that is out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Now Casey Sauke. Sauke takes the pitch way outside, 1-0. Left-hander Parkinson from the belt. And that's in there for a called strike, 1-1. Sauke 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, but those were against Andy Leon. From the lefty Parkinson, he takes a strike at the knees. 1-2. Two outs, base is empty. Sauke watches it inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. From Will Parkinson. Lefty again. 9 appearances, somewhat pedestrian numbers, an ERA of almost 8 over 11 1/3 innings. Struck out 12, walked 6. Pitch bounces in to Casey Sauke to run the count full, 3-2. But he did go off to the summer with the Vermont Lake Monsters of the Futures Collegiate Baseball League. Payoff pitch coming. And Sauke bounces it right side. Going to be a tough play for the pitcher. Parkinson covering, and he gets there a step ahead of Sauke as the first baseman Dardar had abandoned ship. He was way off the base. But Parkinson covers the bag. It goes 4-1 on the putout. And at the end of now 6 complete innings of play, our score remains Virginia 2, Columbia 1.
Hey, Cavalier fans, want tickets to all home baseball games this year and get access to the best available seats? New to the 2023 season is the Cav Pass. With the Cav Pass, you can select your own seat anywhere in the stadium 48 hours prior to game time, based on availability. Visit UVAtickets.com to learn more. Presented by Charlottesville Gas. Hot out of the bullpen is number 32, Jake Perry, now pitching for Virginia. Charlottesville Gas reminds you to always call Virginia 811 before you dig. Visit www.charlottesville.gov/gas.
Well, the day is indeed done for Nick Parker, but talk about a job well done for the grad transfer right-hander. Parker, 6 innings of one-run baseball, did not walk a batter, struck out 6 to now put his ratio of the season at 16 strikeouts to still 0 walks. He would be in line to take the win. It's up to the bullpen now as we go to the 7th. And Jake Berry's first pitch to E.J. Krutzman is fouled back. And the count 0-1. Virginia 2, Columbia 1. And Berry to face the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Krutzman, Selinsky, and Kale. Breaking ball for strike 2 called. As Berry very quickly ahead of the left-hand hitting designated hitter. 2 of the 3 batters scheduled to hit this inning are left-handed. And the pitch, fastball missed. Near the top of the strike zone, 1-2. Berry, 3 scoreless frames against UNC Wilmington last Sunday. 1-2. Fouled back. We'll do it again. He walked 1, struck out 3, and allowed just 1 hit. 36 pitches. He was efficient at that. Lefty against lefty. 2-1 Hoos, top of the 7th in game 1 of our doubleheader today. The next pitch, little looper left side, but foul. Krutzman fighting it off. Virginia in that shift once again. 3 infielders to the right of second base. As O'Farrell on the second baseman's side of the bag. And Geloff essentially playing standard depth shortstop for Virginia, away from his position at third base. The 1-2. Fastball fouled away. 91-mile-an-hour fastball in on the hands of Krutzman. And we'll do it again, 1-2. 6 inning totals for Columbia, 1, 6, and 2. For Virginia, 2, 4, and 0. Virginia taking advantage of those 2 errors to get the run that is the difference. Berry dots the knees with a fastball there at 91. He's got his first strikeout of the outing, and he sets down Krutzman looking. 1 away. 7th strikeout for Virginia pitching this afternoon. So now Sky Selinsky. And a fastball upstairs, 1-0. Virginia 2 runs on just 4 hits. One of those 4 hits, a solo homer from Kyle Teal. That opened the scoring. Bouncing ball over to third base, juggled by Geloff, but he recovers and fires across the way to first. And Selinsky is down 5-3. And there are 2 away in this 7th inning. After Teal's home run in the bottom of the 2nd, Columbia answered with a run in the top of the 3rd. RBI single from Weston Eberle scored Andy Blake. Virginia then answered back immediately in the bottom of the 3rd. An unearned run charged to Columbia starter Andy Leon, as it was Griff O'Farrell's sacrifice fly to score Harrison Didowick from 3rd. Fastball for a called strike to Jack Kale, 0-1. Kale, left-handed hitter, is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Pitch misses down and away, 1-1. Boy, you want to talk about a contrast in styles here. Jake Berry, 6'10" against the 5'8" Jack Kale here. Left-hander's 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, strike 2 called. And it's 1-2. 2 outs, bases empty. Berry taking over for Nick Parker, who was excellent today for Virginia. And a fastball wide, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the order in Hage waits on deck for Columbia. Now the 2-2 from Berry. Swung on, skied towards left center field. Didowick waving off O'Donnell, makes a one-handed grab, and that will do it for Columbia. in the 7th. A nice 1-2-3 inning of work from Jake Berry, who sets down the Lions in order. At the end of 6.5 innings of play, it's stretch time from Davenport Field at Disharoon Park. Heading to the bottom of the 7th, the sounds of Take Me Out of the Ball Game. It is Virginia 2, Columbia 1.
It's time for the 7th inning stretch.
All stretched out in Charlottesville, Virginia. Cavaliers 2, Lions 1 in this opener, not only of the series, but the doubleheader today. As ACC meets Ivy League, 60 degrees and cloudy on this Friday afternoon. Kyle Teal, the batter for Virginia, to lead it off against Will Parkinson, who deals a fastball for strike one. After Teal, Ethan Anderson and Henry Godbout for Virginia. Teal 1 for 2 with a solo home run this afternoon. Left-hander from the stretch, even with the bases empty. And Parkinson's pitch, swing and a foul tip. And it's 0-2 quickly on Teal. Parkinson out for his 3rd inning out of the bullpen and has been effective and efficient. He's faced the minimum 6 batters through 2 innings of work for Columbia. And the Ivy League favorites, who are the reigning Ivy League champions, the 0-2. Outside, 1-2. Last year marked the 7th NCAA tournament appearance for Columbia. They've won the Ivy League 15 times, but not eligible for the NCAA tournament until the 70s, and have been 7 total times. The 1-2. That's off the plate away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Their baseball program started in 1888. Ours a year later in 1889, first year of Virginia baseball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kyle Teal. And he watches a breaking ball just miss away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The strong chance of snow, not to mention a high of about 43 degrees tomorrow. Meant no baseball on Saturday, 2 on Friday, 1 on Sunday. The payoff pitch now to Kyle Teal is down beneath the knees for ball 4. Couple of close pitches from Parkinson there. The final 2 pitches of that at bat, neither of which Parkinson gets the call. And Virginia has a leadoff base runner. Sort of a sight for sore eyes, as Virginia has been held fairly quiet over the past 3 innings. Now Ethan Anderson to flip around and bat from the right side for the first time today. Grounds it up the middle. That ball's going to get through for a base hit. Teal around second. He wants third, and he is going to get there. Throw comes back into second base, and Virginia has runners at the corners with nobody out on the single from Ethan Anderson. Well, the infielders for Columbia, the middle infielders, Blake and Kale, were pinched around the bag, but even still, Anderson hit it so sharply back through the box that there was no play to be made, even by the lunging second baseman Kale. So again, they're at the corners with nobody out now for Henry Godbout, who is 0 for 2 in the game, but came into today swinging a hot bat. See if he can provide some big insurance for Virginia. With Kyle Teal just 90 feet away, the pitch. Grounded right side, fielded by the first baseman. He'll come to the plate. They've got Teal caught in a rundown now. And as he heads back towards third base, he will be tagged out. And up to second goes Anderson. That's a massive first out. Columbia gets the lead runner as Godbout bounces into a fielder's choice. Teal caught between third and home as it went 3-2 to 5 on the putout. So first and second, one out now for Harrison Didowick, who watches a breaking ball high, 1-0. Well, Didowick, the first man that Parkinson faced when he came into this game. Parkinson got him on strikes, but maybe now, second look, Didowick can make an adjustment and see what he can do this time around, lefty against lefty. First and second, one out, the pitch. Outside. So 2 balls, no strikes. There is a left-hander. Cameron Hubble is loosening in the Columbia bullpen. Virginia, the white home uniforms today. Columbia, the road grays with the Columbia blue lettering. Navy blue caps with that light blue C. They spin and throw back behind Anderson at second. He's back in safely. Two balls, no strikes to Harrison Didowick. Reached on an error in the third, ultimately came around to score. Now the 2-0 pitch. Over the inside edge for a called strike, 2-1. Virginia 2 runs on 5 hits. Columbia 1 run on 6 hits. Anderson at second. Godbout at first. With 1 away, here is the 2-1 pitch to Didowick. Grounded over towards first base. Kicks off the glove of the first baseman, Dardar, into foul territory. Home from third, Anderson. Stopping at third is Godbout. Virginia has a 3-1 lead. A massive error there from the first baseman, Seth Dardar. A chance to turn 2. Instead, it turns into a run for Virginia. The Who's have a big insurance run there. And now set up nicely for much more. Well, again, first game of the season for Columbia. And Virginia has now turned 3 Columbia errors into a couple of runs. And Columbia's pitching coach, Tom Carty, is going to head out to the mound to chat with the left-hander Parkinson and the entire infield, in fact. Well, scores from around the ACC, and how about this one from Blacksburg? The Bryant Bulldogs get their first win of the season. They beat Virginia Tech 7-3. It was Boston College 9, Bucknell 1 in a game in Charleston, South Carolina. Pitt and Harvard playing in Port Charlotte, Florida. And Harvard leads 9-8 in the 7th inning of that one. In the 7th inning in Winston-Salem, it's all Wake Forest. The 6th-ranked Demon Deacons 16, Mount St. Mary's 1. So here is Justin Rubin for Virginia. Second and third, just 1 out. Infield comes in all the way around for Columbia. And Rubin takes it down, 1 ball, no strikes. As the right-hander Cameron Hubble continues to throw in the Columbia bullpen. Runners at second and third, one out. 3-1 Hoos, but a chance for much more. The 1-0 pitch now. Breaking ball, called a strike. And the catcher Eberle bluffing a throw down to third. Count even up at 1-1. Game 2 of this series set for about 40 minutes after the conclusion of this one. We are in the last of the 7th inning. Virginia 3, Columbia 1. The 1-1 pitch over the outside edge for strike 2 called on Justin Rubin. Rubin is 1 for 2 in this game. Singled off of Parkinson in the 5th inning before ultimately being caught trying to steal second base. And now the 1-2. Up and away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, after the starter, Leon threw 61 pitches today. Parkinson is about to throw his 40th of this ball game. And it'll be a 2-2 pitch to Justin Rubin. With 2 men in scoring position, he lifts one towards center field, should get the job done. Godbout tagging from third will come in to score, and that'll make it a 4-1 Virginia lead on the sacrifice fly for Justin Rubin. Didowick stays put at second base. Virginia 4, Columbia 1, as Rubin has his 2nd RBI this season. Still a man in scoring position, now with 2 outs. And a base hit from Griff O'Farrell could tack on yet another run. Didowick, good speed at second, can break with contact. Pitch to O'Farrell. Outside corner for a strike. And it's 0-1. Virginia still 4 runs on 5 hits. Just 1 hit in the inning, but a costly error, a walk, and a sac fly making up the difference. Pitch to O'Farrell, down and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Two outs, man at second base. Last of the 7th inning that has already seen Virginia score twice in the frame. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, driven out towards left center field. Looks to be playable for Sky Selinsky. He is under it, makes the catch, and that will retire the side, but not before Virginia plates a couple of runs. Some big insurance as we head to the 8th. After now 7 complete innings of play, our score Virginia 4, Columbia 1. Left fielder Cole Hage to lead it off for Columbia. Jake Berry back to the hill. Now with a nice cushion to work with. Virginia 4, Columbia 1. A little bit of breathing room thanks to a couple of runs home in the last of the 7th inning. Couple of unearned runs. Fastball from Berry upstairs, 1-0. Virginia has put across 4 runs. 3 of those runs have been unearned thanks to 3 Columbia errors. Cavaliers have capitalized. Berry's 1-0 pitch, and that one missed high. 2 balls, no strikes. To Hage, top of the order for Columbia. Hage, Blake, and Dardar. Righty, lefty against the southpaw Jake Berry. Coming off of a 1-2-3 7th. And his 2-0 pitch is fouled back. And collected by Andy Blake in the on-deck circle. 2 balls, 1 strike. To Cole Hage. Junior bats from the right side of the plate. Hitless today, he's 0 for 3. Deep breath from Berry and the 2-1. Fouled back, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hage out of Fargo, North Dakota. Junior is rated as the number 6 draft eligible prospect in the Ivy League coming into the season, according to D1 Baseball. First team all Ivy League selection last year. He hit .335, 6 homers, 37 RBIs, and he takes strike 3 called from Jake Berry. Second strikeout of the game for the Cavalier lefty, and the 8th for Virginia pitching today.
Batting for Columbia shortstop, number 42, Andy Blake.
Now Andy Blake. Senior from Hopewell Township, New Jersey. Takes an off-speed pitch from Berry for ball 1. Blake has scored Columbia's lone run to this point in the game. Attacks a fastball and fouls it back. 1-1 the count. Teal trying to play it off the netting, racing out into fair territory as he saw the ball moving towards the field of play. It's just the way he attacks the game, isn't it? Even though obviously nothing to be done with it, no consequence whether or not he gets to it. Still going to fight tooth and nail to do so. The 1-1 pitch now from Berry. Off the end of the bat, lazy fly ball towards shallow right center. It's Rubin back from second. He makes the call and the catch. And it's 2 up, 2 down to start the 8th inning for the lefty Jake Berry. Now Seth Dardar, who again is taking over as the everyday first baseman this season after only starting 6 games last year. Dardar 1 for 3 so far today. Lefty takes the pitch upstairs, 1-0. Obviously, they think highly of him to slide him into the 3 spot in the lineup. Louisiana native, played at Holy Cross School in New Orleans. 1-0 pitch upstairs, 2-0, native of Mondville, Louisiana. Hit .381 as a Holy Cross Tiger. As a junior, his senior season was canceled by the pandemic. 2-0 pitch. That's a little bit low. 3 balls, no strikes to Dardar. 2 outs, bases empty. Virginia 4, Columbia 1. In the top of the 8th. And ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Dardar will put a man on first with 2 outs for Weston Everly. That is the first walk surrendered by Virginia pitching today. And the second of the season allowed by Berry. Everly 1 for 3. He has the lone RBI so far for Columbia. A single in the 3rd that brought home Andy Blake. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up foul, right side and out of play. As Ethan Anderson gives it a look, but it actually lands on the concourse. behind the last row of seating along the first base line. So no balls and a strike to Eberle. And the pitch. Grounded foul outside of third. No balls, 2 strikes the count. Eberle Sr. from Maitland, Florida. Just outside of Orlando. 6 foot tall right-handed hitter. And Barry ahead of him, 0-2. Runner at first with 2 outs. And the pitch foul tipped, caught by Teal, and the inning is over. A couple of strikeouts in the frame for Jake Barry. He's got 3 strikeouts in this appearance, and that makes it now 9 for Virginia pitching today. At the end of 7.5 innings of play, our score remains Virginia 4, Columbia 1. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, a new pitcher for Columbia. It is Cameron Hubble, senior right-hander, to take over. He is the 4th co-captain among the other names I mentioned, alongside Weston Eberle, Hayden Schott, and Andy Blake. Hubble, senior from Westerville, Ohio, wears number 37 for the Lions, and his first pitch is bounced over to first base. Big hop for the first baseman Dardar, but he hangs with it. Backhands and then trots over to step on first, and on one pitch, Ethan O'Donnell is retired. And there's 1 out. As Jake Geloff will be the batter now for Virginia. The Hoos lead 4-1 in the last of the 8th. Again, game 1 of a doubleheader between Virginia and Columbia, and the series opener, which will conclude on Sunday. Geloff takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Hubble last year made 14 relief appearances, 1-0 with an 8.25 earned run average. Did have a save as well. The 0-1 pitch, bounced foul and off the hands of Coach Mack. Tried to pick it with the right hand. 0-2 the count to Geloff, who is 0 for 3 in the ball game. And the pitch. That's upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As much as Virginia has put up eye-popping numbers through the first 4 games of the season, coming back to earth a little bit in this matchup. 4 runs on 5 hits on the day. Geloff pops it up foul, and that's going to get out of play. Virginia came into today leading the nation with a .446 batting average. Cavaliers have already scored 24 or more runs twice this season. 1-2 misses up and in, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Virginia and Texas State, the only 2 teams in the country entering play today hitting better than 400. And Virginia leading overall. 2-2 pitch now to Geloff. 1 out, base is empty. Down and away, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Breaking ball missing. And a Virginia team averaging better than 16 runs per game. But today, 4 runs, 5 hits. Breaking ball bounced in again, and Geloff will reach with a base on balls. Now Virginia, 5 different players entering play today had a hit in each of the first 4 games of the season. Kyle Teal has extended his hitting streak. Ethan Anderson has extended, well, his was only 2 games, beg your pardon. Ethan O'Donnell has extended his. Pitch bounces in. Geloff will break for second on the ball in the dirt and will get there on a wild pitch from the right-hander Cameron Hubble. So another potential insurance run in scoring position now. Bullpen is quiet for Virginia. This would be Barry's game to take to the finish line. And if he does, he would get a save for the fact that he would have gone 3 innings, but also for the fact that he entered in a 1-run ball game. Virginia has since stretched it out, but a chance to push it even farther. Fastball down, 2 balls, no strikes to Sauke. Casey Sauke's 4-game hitting streak is on the line here. He's 0 for 3 so far. Base hit could not only extend that streak, but also drive home another run. Pitch misses down, 3 balls, no strikes. That is if he gets a pitch to offer at here. Hubble last year, 24 innings, 16 strikeouts, but also 15 walks. So the command issues did flare up from time to time. Right-hander's 3-0 pitch. That's low, ball 4. So consecutive 4-pitch walks. And runners at first and second with 1 out now for Kyle Teal. First pitch, Teal attacking, pops it up foul left side, and that will get out of play off into the seats.
Just a reminder, fans, bats and balls leaving the playing field can be dangerous. For your safety, please remain alert at all times.
So the count 0-1 to Teal. His solo homer back in the second started the scoring. Since then, he has grounded out and walked. He bats with Geloff at second, Sauke at first. 1 away, the pitch. Swung on, skied left side. Will it be playable for Hage? And charging in, he makes a one-handed grab. And that is out number 2. And that will get Ethan Anderson back to the plate once again. We are in the bottom of the 8th inning. Virginia 3 outs away from taking the series opener and doubleheader opener from Columbia, but a chance to add to this 4-1 lead. 2 outs now. Geloff and Sauke can break with contact. The pitch to Anderson is fouled back, and it's 0-1. Hubble, who started his career at Ohio State back in 2020, he was a walk-on for the Buckeyes. Did not see any game action. then transferred to Columbia, where the 2021 season was canceled by the pandemic. The Ivy League season, that is. Finally made his debut last year and pitched in 14 games. 1-1 pitch. Bounced right side, playable for Dardar. Fields on a big hop. Trots over to step on first, and the inning is over. So Virginia, a couple of walks, but a couple of men left on base, and nothing across. At the end of now 8 complete, our score remains Virginia 4, Columbia 1. The Hoos 3 outs away from locking down the series opening win. Jake Berry back to the mound to try and do so when we come back. Cavaliers 3 outs away from improving to 5-0 to start the season. And Jake Berry back to the mound to try and take it to the finish line. He will face Hayden Schott, Anton Lazitz, and E.J. Krutzman, the scheduled hitters for the Lions in the top of the ninth. Virginia 4, Columbia 1. First of a twin bill this afternoon. And Berry's pitch, fastball, a little bit high, 1 ball. And no strikes to Hayden Schott, lefty against lefty here. And Berry, a deep breath, kicks, steals. Half-hearted swing from Schott, fouls it away, and it's 1-1. Schott, 6'2" left-handed batter out of Culver Military Academy in Indiana, although he is a native of Newport Beach, California. The 1-1 pitch, foul tipped. Yeah, the count 1-2. Nice breaking ball there from the lefty Berry to work ahead of Schott, who has already doubled and singled in this game. He's 2 for 3. And in fact, Schott is the lone player on either side with a multi-hit game, at least to this point in the ball game. 1-2 pitch now from Berry. Fouled straight back. We'll do it again, 1-2. Schott, who came to Columbia by way of Cypress College, JUCO in California. The 1-2 pitch from Jake Berry. Fouled away left side. Snapping off yet another breaking ball, but Schott up to the task at least to spoil it. Berry has faced just 1 over the minimum, and now his 3rd inning of work, so this is his first time seeing both Schott and Lazitz. 1-2, just missed with a fastball. A little bit wide, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Did look to be off the plate away. So now the 2-2 pitch from Berry. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back to the slider and got him. So Schott is down. That is the 4th strikeout for Jake Berry and the 10th for the Virginia staff this afternoon, as starter Nick Parker struck out 6 over 6 innings of 1-run baseball. Parker was excellent today. Berry equally so out of the bullpen. A couple of outs left for Jake to get to lock down the save. Anton Lazitz takes a fastball strike, 0-1. Virginia 4, Columbia 1 in the top of the 9th inning. And the pitch. Fouled back. Quickly 0-2. One run, 6 hits, 3 errors that loom large for Columbia. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Virginia. Cavalier defense continues to play very well this season. Swing and a miss, strike 3. No need for the defense there. Jake Berry has now struck out 3 consecutive Lions hitters, and he's got 5 in the ballgame. 2 outs here in the 9th. Virginia is 1 out away, and it looks like a pinch hitter upcoming for the Lions. Sam Miller has grabbed a bat, and Miller, a freshman, is going to make his collegiate debut here. The pitch from Berry. Swing and a miss. A little late on a fastball. 0-1. Miller is out of Peters Township High School in McMurray, Pennsylvania. He and the starting second baseman, Jack Cale, has another pitch swung on and missed. High school teammates now turned college teammates from the same graduating class. As Jake Berry and Virginia now 1 strike away from finishing the job, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. Jake Berry strikes out the side in the 9th. Give him 6 strikeouts over 3 innings of work. Jake Berry locks down his first career save, and Virginia is off to a 5-0 start to the season. What a start to this series. Virginia's pitching excellent once again. The combination of Nick Parker and Jake Berry strike out 12 Columbia batters. Parker, his first quality start in a Virginia uniform, 6 innings, just 1 run, and Parker will improve to 2-0, as now all 5 of Virginia's wins have still been won by starting pitching. So Virginia and Columbia will get set for game 2 of this doubleheader, but so far so good through game number 1. And again, the pitching truly shining in this one. Berry, his first career save, to claim it for Nick Parker, who improves to 2-0 with the win. Virginia 5-0 as a team with the victory, as Virginia off to a 5-0 start for the 9th time in the Brian O'Connor era. And Columbia, their first game of the season, they drop to 0-1. Virginia improves to 7-1 all time against Columbia. It was a ball game that I believe took exactly 2.5 hours to be played. No attendance numbers as of yet, might not have those until the conclusion of game number 2. Game 2 is supposed to start 40 minutes following the conclusion of game 1, and I would estimate roughly a 5:15 start time, maybe a little bit after that, but should be roughly 5:15 for the start of game 2, perhaps a few extra minutes tacked onto that. We will wait and see, but stay tuned to virginiasports.com, the UVA Baseball Twitter account. We will also adjust the live start time for the second broadcast here on virginiasports.com. But the Hoos are winners. 1 run, 6 hits, 3 errors, 6 left for Columbia. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 5 left for Virginia. The win to Nick Parker, he's 2-0. The loss to Andy Leon of Columbia, he's 0-1. The save to Jake Berry, his first of the season and of his career. Virginia at 5-0. That'll do it for our Game 1 broadcast, but again, stay tuned. Game 2 of the doubleheader and series is only about 40 minutes away. But for everybody who helped make this broadcast possible, I'm Channing Poole saying I hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and I know you enjoyed the result. One final time, our final score from Davenport Field at Disharoon Park. Virginia 4, Columbia 1. Until about 40 minutes from now for Game 2. Thanks for listening, everybody.